Welcome and thanks for visiting back my channel. I hope that everyone is having a good day. Parker Schnabel in Season 14 of Discovery's Gold Rush takes a big risk in the Yukon. On the other hand, he embarks on global adventures. He acknowledged that he was back in the forest. As you may recall, Parker's discovery trip took him to many amazing places. Parker is considering several different things in Season 14 of the Discovery Show. He worries about his employees in addition to the possibility of losing all of his money. If that doesn't work, he may imagine them all looking for a job. Actually, despite previously abandoning his rally squad, Rick Ness is attempting to repair fences this season. Throughout the endeavor, Parker won't be in the Yukon. Instead, he's back in South America. Gold Rush enthusiasts adored Parker's journey. Parker Schnabel was once seen traveling to Australia. Remember how he had discovered these enormous gold pieces? Though it was Season 4, he was starting to feel the weight of all the paperwork. Australia has some of the strongest rules in the world, he said at the time. It was evident in Season 6 that there weren't enough laws in South America. Parker was shocked to learn that gold had been extracted from the Amazon rivers for centuries. He also explored a large cave by going deep below the surface. I found that a bit unsettling, but he enjoyed eating cocoa leaves. They went to Bolivia too. But Parker has to be taken care of. He feels comfortable now that he's back home and not in the icy cold of Alaska. Fans of Gold Rush noted that the Discovery star used photos rather than words to tell his story on Instagram over the weekend. He wrote just one poem, Back in the Jungle. Understandably, fans thought he had gone back to the Amazon River. He was shown in one with a happy-looking young man. In the second, he drew a calm boat. Living life to the fullest, as Gold Rush said in the comments. Meanwhile, a fan of Discovery Show notified Parker Schnabel that it was Friday night, Gold Rush. He is, others agree, presently on a trip to the Amazon jungle. Parker Schnabel stood on the edge of a previously unexplored region, the damp forest air heavy with the scent of adventure. The last time he ventured into the heart of the forest, he was a young man with a dream, a desire to rise to prominence and prosperity within the hard mining sector. He found himself back in the woodland that had previously tested his will and decided his destiny. Many years later, on this second visit, Parker went into the bush in more ways than one. It was an effort to use a spiritual journey to rekindle the fire that motivated his unyielding quest of money. The familiar buzz of the heavy gear, the sound of pickaxes clinking against stones, and the reverberating laughter of other miners filled the air. It seemed like he was going back in time. Yet Parker knew he was not the same man who had left this place years earlier. Parker stood at the door of the camp, gazing into the darkness. The dense vegetation and mysterious ambience of the forest hide secrets only the brave dare to discover. The Gold Rush celebrity took a long breath of the earthy scent, which brought back memories of both triumph and sorrow. Not even the well-known Klondike character Parker Schnabel could resist the allure of the forest. He faced some of the most challenging challenges of his career here, lamenting the unfriendly landscape as well as the doubts of people who doubted his ability to unearth gold in such a remote and perilous location. He had come back to show that there were still a lot of hidden gems in the woodlands that were just waiting to be found. The return trip to the woods was fraught with various challenges. Parker's team faced logistical challenges as well as dangerous waterways, dense foliage, and unpredictable weather. Their determination and perseverance were evident from the fact that they arrived to the campsite unscathed and ready to face any challenges. Parker's first day in the forest was a combination of excitement and nostalgia. The sounds of the rainforest must have startled him as soon as he set foot on the muddy ground, as opposed to the cold vistas of the Klondike. He was constantly reminded that he was now a guest in a world where the laws of nature controlled the chirping of insects and the occasional ruffle of leaves under his boots. By returning to the outdoors, Parker was also able to meet up with old comrades who had previously helped him. Their faces, worn and bruised from memories of their own struggles, gleamed in the leader's eyes. Their shared desire to uncover the wealth concealed under the jungle's exterior led them to become brothers. The days dragged into weeks as Parker and his crew worked carefully, sorting through the layers of soil in the hopes of discovering gold. Even still, the bush seemed reticent to divulge its mysteries. Along with the dirt and stones, each shovelful of earth revealed the past of a place that had seen many dreams and goals. Parker saw an abandoned campsite and had a really touching experience. The rusting equipment, old photos, and tattered tents represented the miners who had formerly worked in these same areas. It was a harsh reminder that he was only one visionary out of many who succeeded by embracing the wild. As Parker pushed farther into the jungle, he encountered increasingly challenging hurdles. The harshness of the terrain put human endurance and technical prowess to the test. The enormous machinery roared to life, tearing through the dense vegetation in its tireless search for the precious metal hidden under the surface. But the more days went by, the more fiercely the jungle seemed to guard its secrets. Parker's face conveyed his weariness from the journey, his eyes expressing the weariness of a man who has faced both good fortune and bad. Because he was always under observation, he felt the pressure of what the public and his team expected of him. Parker was worn out, both mentally and physically, but he took solace in the bond that grew throughout their joint venture's trial by fire. As news spread of Parker Schnabel's return to the bush, both his supporters and enemies were eager to learn the specifics of his survival struggle. It was reported that the woods bestowed either extraordinary prosperity or killed anybody who dared to question its intentions. The tension was palpable beyond the confines of the screen. When Parker got a telegram that changed the course of his journey, it took an unexpected turn. A geologist may need to reroute their study path after discovering a location with immense potential. The energy in the camp shifted from fatigue to enthusiasm as Parker and his team concentrated on this new possibility. The following several days were a whirlwind of emotions. A palpable mixture of excitement, anxiety, and expectation pervaded the air as they made their way closer to the spot. However, they still had one more task to do in the jungle. The unpredictable weather and challenging terrain forced them to work very hard, threatening to halt them just when victory was certain. The first sign of gold appeared at a critical juncture as the group persevered through the challenges. The triumphant miners let out a combined cry of amazement and excitement that echoed throughout the forest as they finally held the sought-after metal. For everyone who had ever dared to dream, not just Parker Schnabel, it was a moment that transcended television. In a rare display of solidarity, Parker stood among his team's victory cries and felt as if the jungle was embracing him. In the once scary environment, their bravery, tenacity, and unwavering trust in reaching a goal were visible. In addition to reaping financial rewards in the form of gold, Parker Schnabel's account became a mining folktale. The young man's steadfast attitude was symbolized by his voyage back to the bush, where he had once ventured into the unknown with nothing but a desire. Parker Schnabel had not only conquered the challenges of the jungle, but he had also rekindled the enthusiasm that had propelled his relentless pursuit of gold. As he stood on the verge of fortune and triumph, the whispers of others who had come before him echoed through the forest, a chorus of dreams fulfilled and destiny rewritten deep within the untamed trees.